Alright, 5M, let's start out with a warm-up. The directions here say to match each description of a geometric figure in column A with its name in column B. Not every name in column B has a match. Please be sure to use your resources. You have a lot in the classroom. Go ahead and pause now to do this. Okay, you're back and ready to see your answers. Here are your answers for this. If you had any questions, be sure to raise your hand or go back to your resource and try again. Today we are going to be learning about the area of rectangles. Our learning target is I can find the area of rectangles. First, I want you guys to think about what is area. Use a resource that you have available, raise your hand, and then tell a teacher what area is before moving on. Please pause now to do that. Okay, you've told a teacher what area is and you're ready to move on. Hopefully your definition was close to ours. What is area? Area is a measure of the surface or region inside a closed boundary. It is the area that covers the inside of a whole. Area is measured in square units. When we are finding the area, imagine there are little squares filling the whole figure. We are wanting to count all the squares to find the area inside the figure. If we look at this example, it's saying there are 3 rows with 5 squares in each row for a total of 15 squares. So we look and we see there's 1 square, 2 square, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 squares in the row, and then there's a total of 3 rows. So there's 1 row of 5, 2, 3 rows, which would give us 15 squares. Now let's work on finding the area on page 304. Number 1 says to fill in the table and draw the rectangles D, E, and F on the grid. I'll do 2 examples with you here. First, let's start with A. So we come up and we look for our A box here, and it wants the base length. So the base is going to be this bottom portion right through here. And so our base length is 1, 2, because there are 2 squares, so base length is 2. And we also write it down here. Now we need to find our height. So our height, we come to A and we know the height is going to be this area up in here. So we count as many squares are in here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our height is 5. And now we find our area. So the area is the boxes inside the entire shape. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So our area would be 10. Alright, now let's do D together. So D, it already gave us the base length is 6 centimeters. We need to know the height. The height is missing, but we know that it has an area of 12. So let's go ahead and we'll draw here part D. So we know that it has a base length of 6. So we're going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes this way. We know we have to have 12 filled. So we know this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we just need 6 more to get 12. So we could do 6 more down here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that would make our shape here look like this. Now we can see what our height is. So our height would be 1, 2. So our height for part D would be 2. Go ahead and pause now and finish this worksheet. When you've completed this, come back to the video to check your answers. Here are your answers for page 304. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. And hopefully on number 2 you guys figured out that the formula of area is base times height. How do we find the area of a rectangle? Area equals base times height. This figure is saying that there are 15 rows of 5 cubes stacked on top of each other. We multiply these two numbers to see how many cubes will cover this area. We need to carpet the room. So we would just take 15 times 5. Right, 15 times 5. Now that 5 times 5 is 25. Bring down our 5, carry our 2. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. So our answer would be 75 centimeters squared. Alright, now we're going to try something a little bit different. We're going to find the area and perimeter for this shape shown below. Now it's not an exact rectangle, but it's going to be simple for us to do because all we have to do is divide it into 2 rectangles. So we can just take it from right here and move this up, which makes that into a short rectangle and tall rectangle. Now what we need to remember is that area covers the inside part. So we're going to be finding the inside portion of this rectangle right here. Now if this had boxes, we would just count the boxes, but it doesn't, so we're going to have to use the formula base times height. So it gives us our measurements. We see that right here is 4, so we're going to take 4 times 2, so our area is base, which is 4, times our height, which is 2, and 4 times 2 equals 8. So our area for the inside part of here is 8, so I'll write 8 in here to remember. Now we need to find the area, which is the inside portion of this piece right here. So we're finding the area, the inside here. We don't have boxes, so we're going to have to use our formula again. So we see that our length right here, we have that, and that is 12. So we're not going to be timesing something by 12, but we're missing this length down here. We're missing our base. But if we look up here, we can see that we have this long length of 9. But we know that we need to find the short length. So we have 9 as our full length. Oh, and we look down here, and we see that there's 4. So we can take 9 and subtract the 4 to get this missing piece. And we know that 9 minus 4 is 5. So now we can use our formula base times height. Our base is 5, and our height is 12. So we take 5 times 12, which we should know is 60. So the inside area of this taller rectangle is 60. Now all we have to do is add them together. So we take 60 plus 8 gives us an answer of 68 inches squared. Alright, so now we're going to find the perimeter of this area. Perimeter is the area all around a figure. So we're going to go all the way around this figure. The outside, outer portion, the perimeter, the rim of the figure. So we're going to think of it as if we're going to walk around the shape. So we're going to start here. We're going to walk 9 inches this way. So we know we're going to add 9 inches. So we come here, write down 9. Then we're going to keep walking. We'll go down this way, 12 inches. So we walk 12 more inches. We're going to keep walking, and we're going to go this way. But this way doesn't have a length. Did we remember? I think we found this earlier. Let's go back and look. We said that this length was 5, so this side would be 5. So we walked 5 more inches. We can write our 5 down here. We're going to keep walking around this. We're going to go up this area. But we don't know this length either. But if we remember in our past slide when we were finding the area, we took 9 minus 4 to get our 5. So we can do that the opposite way too. We see that our full length here is 12, and we just have to subtract 2. So 12 minus 2 is 10. This gives us 10. And we can add 10 over here because we walked 10 more inches. And now we're going to keep walking around our figure. We're going to walk 4 inches this way. And then to finish walking our figure, we're going to walk up this 2 inches here. Now all we have to do is add all these together. You know that 9 plus 2 is 11, plus 5 is 16, plus 0 is still 16, 16 plus 4 is 20, plus 2 is 22, bring down our 2, carry our 1, or carry our 2, sorry, it's 22. 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 1 more is 4. So the perimeter of this figure right here, all the way around it, is 42 inches. Now we don't write squared with this because we are not finding the two-dimensional area, we're just finding around it. So just label it 42 inches. Now let's turn to page 305 in your math journal. When you're finished completing this, come back to the video. Pause now. Okay, you're back and ready to see your answers for this. Here are your answers for these. If you had any questions, go ahead and raise your hand and someone will come around and help you. Your assignment for today is to complete the worksheet on the back of your open schedule. I would like for you to work independently on this, and be sure to ask questions if you find yourself confused.